So the people of Nepal are basically overthrowing their government right now. Nepal is an Asian country that's sandwiched between China and India. And right now it's basically anarchy in the streets because protest is spiraling out of control, basically. Back not too long ago, the Nepal government tried to ban social media. So it's like Instagram, Facebook, like they were even banning like LinkedIn. And naturally, because we live in 2025, a lot of people didn't like that and protested about it, specifically in Gen Z. That makes sense. Younger people are more online. And the protests got so big that the government began to panic, right? And during one of the protests, some of the soldiers opened fire on the protesters themselves, and 19 people unfortunately passed away. And again, this is like a Gen Z protest. So a lot of them were kids, basically, right? And the videos of the people kind of lying in the street went viral in that country. And then the protests got even more intense. And boy, oh boy, I mean, they said that in America, Black Lives Matter was bad, but they're literally burning down multiple government buildings, burning down the houses of politicians. The prime minister's wife was actually burned in her house after the protesters came to it. So it's pretty bad. So the Nepalese government just started folding, basically. Like they lifted the social media ban. The prime minister stepped down, but the city is still burning. And all of this started over them banning social media, which is like the only form of escapism through everyday life for most people. But as soon as those kids lost their lives, like it really just became about wider government corruption. Because check it out, Nepal, like any other government in the world right now, is dealing with top to bottom corruption of its political leaders, the wealthiest class having more than the working class and benefiting from all of our time. And there's increasingly less consequences for people of that ruling class, while people at the bottom are subjected to more and more strict laws. And look, the whole entire world is in a bad place right now, but I really think that I really think that our generation is going to be the one to fix it. And it doesn't bring me any joy that this is the way that it's manifesting, right? I don't know if it has to be this way, but they're making change, right? Like they didn't like what was going down and now they're doing it. And obviously I don't advocate violence of any kind, right? So let's just,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Not only did the Gen Z of Nepal overthrow their corrupt government for banning all social media and any forms of expression, they also used Discord to help select the new prime minister until next year's elections. This was Nepal just a couple days ago. There were massive protests going, they were even burning government buildings. After successfully overthrowing their government and burning the building, they put the One Piece flag there, symbolizing their freedom. And I was not kidding when I said that they used Discord to come together, rebuild their communities, and then also vote for a new prime minister. This is just one of the Discord servers that was used to help communicate, organize, and just, fuck shit up in Nepal. Look at that. This one, if you can see that over there, 9,000 people were in this Discord call. Underneath was like 300 plus. There was a bunch of people on multiple Discord servers. As someone in the US, are we taking notes? Because our government is seeming a little corrupt in this very moment. Also, a special shout out to the guy that was there in Nepal just vacationing and stumbled upon their revolution. And I almost forgot, so on Discord, they had a poll of different people that they wanted to be the prime ministers, and they voted on the first woman to run Nepal. I hope she kills it. Show us how to run a country so we can take notes.
Hey, welcome back to my channel. I don't know if you guys know what was going on in Nepal lately, but apparently there was this uprising with the Gen Z revolution is what they're calling it. So apparently their government wanted to basically shut down social media or whatever, basic Wi-Fi for the citizens in Nepal. And I guess they're already going through some shit over there because I forgot what happened last time in Nepal. There was something that happened last time, like several months ago, even probably before that. But things are bad there. Their economy is bad. life over there is pretty shitty. So when you take away when you take away their Wi-Fi and their social media, their only form of escape, their only form of entertainment, their only form of reaching out to the outside world that doesn't involve actually physically traveling somewhere else, they're gonna protest. They're gonna rise up, and I'm here for it because it's Gen Z. It's our generation doing it. About fucking time. Like, US, we need to take some fucking notes. Not gonna lie. Um, but yeah, I can't. What no, what got me laughing is the flag they chose to use was the One Piece flag, and I was like, that is so Gen Z. We cannot take shit seriously. We're gonna use the funniest thing ever. And hey, I'm not hating it at all. I'm actually kind of inspired greatly. I don't know. I feel like with the news in America lately, it's like really it's depressing because we keep staying oppressed. Like it's nice to know that there's somewhere around the world that Gen Z is actually standing up for themselves, making real change, making a real difference, no matter how unserious they want to be. Sometimes it's just like it really does kind of make me happy that we actually have some influence on the outside world, as shitty as it is. Um, I guess they elected their new leader, minister, through the Discord chat. Again, Gen Z, typical Gen Z. I love it. Um, and yeah, I think I just love like our ingenuity and our creativity and our optimism through like the roughest of times. That's why I added that clip there with the son and his mom just dancing while they're protesting and burning down the regime. But I mean, yeah, I mean, the glitz and glam aside, it is a serious topic, and it is unfortunate that 20 people had to die from these protests because it got so the government wants to put their foot on everyone's necks. And some of the other clips I didn't want to include because some of them were a little bit graphic. Then I was actually surprised they made it onto TikTok, so I didn't want to add them into the video. But I just wanted to go to show like it's not impossible to make change in our country. It's not impossible to, which is something that we really need right now. Not even just as a generation, just as a species, as a human race. We need hope that we can actually influence. Like it's not too late to make some change for the better. And that's what I like. I mean, there was like even a video. I was trying to find a clip of it, but there was some government officials trying to escape via helicopter, but they didn't have time for the basket. So like, how the helicopter has like the rope that comes down and it's attached to some sort of basket or some sort of like flat surface you can lay on while it lifts you up. They didn't have time for that, so they literally were holding on for their dear lives on the helicopter as it was rushing them to get them to safety. And they must have been scared out of their fucking minds. Like, you better not let go of this fucking rope, because we if we fall, like we're gonna fall all the way down. Like we're dead. Okay, we're like a good 100 feet up from the ground. Um, like yeah, don't let go, dude. Don't let go. And they didn't even have time to climb up either. They literally had to hold on until they got to their destination. Um, and I guess the prime minister was humiliated by like being forced to walk through the river like half naked or butt ass naked, while people were videotaping and throwing stones at him. His I think his wife did get burned in her own house because they actually reached their residence, broken, started causing mayhem and stuff like that. They burned down the we don't have prime ministers in America, so it's hard to parliament. That's what I meant to say. They burned down the parliament building in their country. And I just want to say I'm so proud of us. I'm so proud of us for actually making change. It's like I feel like as a generation, because you have the older generations that don't want to like step down from their position and actually pass on the torch, that unfortunately we have to take it by force sometimes. And I'm not advocating for violence or anything like that, but like it's sad that it has to get to this point or for us just to even have a chance of making change. Like we probably have a lot of good ideas, a lot of ideas that can better humanity, but we're never even given the opportunity or the chance to implement those ideas, or even like just I don't know. I feel like the way that things have been going on for like the past couple of decades isn't really working anymore. And there's probably so many other ways that you can govern your citizens without being horrendously selfish and oppressive to everyone around you, or just corrupt in general. Like there's too much corruption, not just in Nepal, just in honestly every single country on this planet is very, very corrupt. Um, I think the scary part is that they're not even trying to hide it anymore as much. They hide the serious shit that can get them killed, but like they don't hide. Like there's no more like a ploy of like, oh yeah, we know we're nice, we're kind, we're loving, we're respectable. There's no couth anymore. People don't pretend to be professional. Everyone's showing up ratchet as they want to be. But that's beside the point. that's beside the point. I really want to make this video because I want to address how like inspired I was to see this happening. People standing up for their rights, people actually inciting change, people not letting the government just do whatever the hell they want to do, and backing us up into a corner. I feel like we've been shit honestly since like 2016. We've been oppressed, depressed, and just stressed, and we just been wanting like different change for a while now, even if it's something little. And as time went on, I think we've been seeing like we've been getting a little bit, but the little bit that we've been getting in terms of like rights and freedoms have been breadcrumbs. It's always been a compromise, or I wouldn't even call it compromise. Honestly, I think we get the shit end of the deal. I personally, to me, when it comes to the like the writer strikes in Hollywood, I think they got the short end of the stick. I think the whole point of pushing writers to the brink and for like most of these protests is so that way when you do protest, they're willing to give you a little bit of your rights, but not nearly as much as they want have been. I think that's kind of the goal. They want to see how much they can squeeze out of you. And when you're on your breaking point, then they're like, okay, let's give them a little bit. That way they're, satiated for a couple more years. But we know it's not going to be enough. We know we're not like solving the initial problem here, but it just keeps them going. And it's like a manipulation tactic of you're giving breadcrumbs and you're leading people on and shit like that. So I think that's just like the entire point. The I think the goal of a lot of these corporations and stuff is to kind of let you bleed out and see how much you can give to the company. They see you as like a resource. If that, honestly, they either see you as the consumer or the resource. They don't see you as anything else. Or if you're competition, they see you as a threat. But you're either those three categories: consumer, a threat, or a resource, and there's no in between. But anyway, I want to like kind of end this video on a light note, not a depressing note. But yeah, so shout out to Nepal. I hope everything goes out okay for you guys. I'm so proud of the videos I've been seeing of you guys standing up and not allowing these tyrannical regimes to oppress you and keep you down. Like I hope this sparks others to be inspired across the entire globe. So yeah, I just want to end it on a high note there. So I'll see you guys in the next one. All right.